Sir, please start. Thank you.
Good evening. Namaskar. Welcome to the MAHAIP platform. I welcome you as a president on this MAHAIP platform. And this today's Wednesday, the almost every alternate Wednesday, we are going with this particular function of the maker of this particular program is Dr. Samir Dalwai. It is only his vision, his mind, a very visionary leader who has really put his thoughts into actions. And this is our consecutive fourth program. The very first three programs were very unique in their concept. I mean, if we think today, then we find all the things were in our mind. But after listening to so many of experts, we came to know how the vision can be cleared when we attend the program from those particular experts. And we get a right insight how to go ahead rather than getting confused. So really, it's a wonderful programs which have been arranged as in this Smart Pediatrician with Dr. Samir Dalwai. This is our fourth program. And here we are coming with the AI in the pediatrics. So there are a number of things, as we know, with the technology, we should get updated in our practice. But still, in our professions, there are few people who are still afraid of technology. And nowadays, AI is very much part of our routine life. It helps a lot in everything. Rather, it means in every aspect of medical care as well as the research. But at the same time, with the advantages of AI, we must knew what are the disadvantages, what can be the technical, ethical, legal issues with the AI. So with all the things in the mind, I know that today's experts are going to clear all these things with their unique experience. They are using it. So I again welcome all the past CIP presidents, all the CIP members, all the MAHAIP members, and all the attendees who are joined for the today's program. And I give the hand over the mic to Dr. Samir Dalwai, sir.
Thank you so much, dear President sir, Dr. Sanjay G. Pakmode, as well as my dear friend, Dr. Amol Pawar, for having been so kind and gracious enough to have done all the hard work. I'm getting all the credit, but the credit is all due to MAHAIP and Dr. Sanjay, our President, as well as Dr. Amol, our General Secretary. Dr. Minaz is here today. He is the convener, scientific convener, and so many other people. And also today, I'm extremely happy and blessed that our dear seniors and past presidents, Dr. Nitin Shah sir, Dr. Rohit Agarwal sir, Dr. Bakul Parekh sir are here. If I'm missing anybody, please point out to me. Dr. Vijay Evale sir has also joined. I am so glad and blessed that all the seniors are there. And so many of our dear beloved seniors have all joined. So let's begin with the actual talk. We have around a very good number of participants. And let's begin with why we are here today. All of you are welcome to the fourth episode of Smart Pediatrician, where SMART stands for strategic, mindful, A stands for aware, R stands for resilient, and T is tech-savvy pediatrician. But from first day, everybody has been telling me, let's start with the T, because today's world is all about technology. And dear friends, all of us, most of us have actually seen even the VCR come during our time, television come during our time. The actual tring wala phone tha, and then we saw how it has gone to mobile phone, and today the world is in your hand. And truly that thing that kar lo duniya apne mutti mein is coming out true, especially with internet and now with AI. So we have seen such a fast expansion of knowledge. Our teachers and today's teachers, we see such a huge difference. And we all wonder, as poor innocent practitioners, will artificial intelligence impact my practice? What if it leaves me outdated? Will it actually better my clinical skills, or will it give someone less better skilled than me an edge over me? And how do I, as a simple pediatrician, prepare and adapt to this challenge? So this is the big issue about AI. Jitni khushi hai, jitna, as much as we have a happiness and excitement, there is fear also. And where there is fear, we need open discussion and conversation and communication. So today we are going to have communication with a few experts who I am very, very proud and privileged to welcome you today here. And these experts are people who have worked in the field of AI, as well as those who have done so much of good work. Let me first begin by bringing on screen Dr. Rath. Can you just turn on your camera, please? Dr. Rath, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Right. So where can you turn on your camera?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, one moment. So let me welcome our dear guest today, Dr. Satish Rath. The first thing I'm happy to say that he's a pediatrician, but he is now a physician scientist and a healthcare entrepreneur working at the intersection of medicine, AI, and systems design. He has a background spanning institutions like Xerox, PARC, Wipro, IMEC, and Aster. His focus has been on turning innovation into impact. From 20 patents that he has to platforms like Sanatan Fertility and Skids Health, his latest venture, Grey Brain, the School of AI, empowers doctors to harness generative AI for better care. ये सब terms अभी हम सुन लेंगे. At heart, he believes science should serve people and spark a meaningful change. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Rath, and we are very happy to have his participation. Let me also welcome another senior pediatrician, just Dr. Sujata Sawhney, ma'am. Ma'am, can we see you? Is madam there? Dr. Sujata, ma'am, can we
Yes,
just
here
bring
I
you
am.
on?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, one moment. Let me just add you to the spotlight. Lovely. So we have Dr. Sujata Sawhney. She is known to all pediatricians, a darling of all pediatricians. She is at the famous Sir Gangaram hospitals in Delhi, and she is a pediatric rheumatologist. And she was recommended very highly for this program by her students, which is why I am so keen to have her with us, because her students said, "Madam, हमको AI से कैसे? How do we practice or use AI in pediatrics and rheumatology?" Madam is the one who has been teaching us all that. So recommendation from your students. So madam, we are very happy to welcome you. Please welcome Dr. Sujata Sawhney.
Thank you.
We
Thank you,
also,
Dr. Samir. Thank you so much.
Dr. Subhendu, are you there? So now I am going to bring in another dear friend of ours. Dr. Shubhendu is also a very well-known personality, and he's an associate professor at Burdwan Medical College, West Bengal, and he wants to be described as a tech-savvy AI enthusiast. So please welcome our dear friend, Dr. Shubhendu De. And in spite of a family emergency, you have kept your word to us, and you have come here today. So thank you very much. I am also going to add another friend of mine, Dr. Prashant Karia, who, as you can see, has framed himself into a very nice frame. He is a wonderful pediatrician, very, very good pediatric practice. He is an executive board member, and he is also a AI tech and a tech enthusiast, and we always turn to him if we need any help. So please welcome, dear friends, Dr. Prashant Karia. And finally, I am going to welcome a youngster, one of the youngest people to have been on at least today's show, and she is Dr. Nilima Agarwal. Dr. Nilima is basically a pediatrician, of course. She's a head of Department of Pediatrics at ESIC Ankleshwar, Gujarat. Again, recommended to me by a dear friend of mine, member of the National Committee TAG group developing a module on pediatric emergencies. She's an advanced and basic NRP trainer. She's a member of Doctors for Clean Air and so many other things, but she's also a tech enthusiast. So ladies and gentlemen, let us
Thank you, sir.
welcome her. Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Nilima, for joining us. So we have all our 5 panelists, and now let's begin with the discussion. So I have been receiving questions, so many from all of you. My first question, Dr. Nilima Agarwal, you are practicing basic general pediatrics, and at the same time, I know that you are a tech enthusiast. So my question that all of us would like to hear, if we are all pediatricians like you, how did you come to know and learn about AI? If you can tell us that, and what was your journey? What was the first AI tool you used? What went on in your mind? Why did you get enhanced with AI? And what do you do in your daily clinic? Medical practice challenges. Tell us everything that you can about how your journey was.
Thank you, Samir sir, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me on this esteemed panel. Sir, it started my journey with AI. It began with a simple need to access a PubMed article. And I was working late at night on a session, and this article that I was looking for required a subscription based access, which I didn't have at that time. So I contacted one of my junior colleagues and asked her if she had like the institutional access or a proxy access that we usually do. But she also didn't have it. But she suggested to me that why don't you try Chat GPT? Now, ChatGPT, there was a lot of buzz about it, the ChatGPT thing, but I still hadn't tried it. So I'm talking like mid to 2023, somewhere around that. So I was a little late, you can say. Uh, um, but then, out of curiosity and a little bit of desperation, I thought of giving it a try. And my first prompt, I looked into it today. My first prompt was, can you explain neonatal sepsis for a non-medical person in 3 lines? Now, for a first timer, this might look a very specific prompt, but I guess I was just testing the waters at that time.
So sorry to interrupt you. Prompt means the words that you type in the search.
Yes, sir, the search
Okay.
में जो हम लिखते हैं. And हाँ, Samir said that we were actually used to of using Google engine at that time. So I was very curious that how is ChatGPT different from Google engine, a search engine, and that time Google did not incorporate artificial intelligence in it. And so in that article, it seemed that ChatGPT cannot access a subscription-based an article which requires the subscription, but it summarizes the article for you. So it kind of did that work for me. And from that time on, I have consistently been using it for drafting my mails,
नहीं चल रहा मैडम
for
Yeah.
research purposes,
Go
and
ahead.
for summarization of articles, books, even brainstorming titles, and brainstorming some ideas for workshops, etc. But also, to be honest, before that, I didn't know what artificial intelligence was or generative AI was. I didn't have any idea before this. But
Correct.
once I started the getting the hang of it, I kind of liked it. And then I attended some workshops, conferences, and this is how my experience with ChatGPT started, and it was purely academic based.
Superb. So I
Thank
think
you.
this is so nice to hear, or no? This is what most of us are also doing. It's like a case presentation. She has told us what all of us are doing and trying and struggling with, and I think everybody identifies with that. So I'm now going to take what our dear Nilima has told us and go to Shubhendu, the IT tech enthusiast, and ask Professor Shubhendu to tell us what are these terms here. ये क्या है? What is artificial intelligence? What is this term she said? Generative AI. ये सब क्या है? जरा बता दो.
Now, let me explain artificial intelligence. Okay, fine. It is a buzzword. It is not a.
Hello? Are you able to hear him?
Let me know.
No, sir.
No, there's
Yes,
no
sir.
voice.
Visible.
Shubhendu sir,
Sir,
please come
voice
in.
is
Now,
break.
let me know how many of you identify this. It's simple. I think all of us are used to see all these things in day-to-day life.
Yes.
These all are your artificial agent assistant. So you can see that artificial agents is in the air. Everyone with smartphone, with internet connected, has some form of AI around you. So let's look. All these are thing in AI. So now you see this Made in India app for Google as like Google Translator. So you see, we are using day in and day out that AI. So why not in our healthcare? Why not
Shubhendu, your voice is breaking if I'm not mistaken.
mimic human intelligence, allowing them to learn, perform tasks like human and even decision? This AI is simply a computer program based on Python, and it is being used widely in many areas. Why not in healthcare? And the beautiful thing is that it is learning day by day and adapting continuously. It's learning every second they are learning. So let us have the buzz things, the buzz words which are even encountered in AI architecture. The evolution of AI. AI is now a past thing, isn't it? Now it's generative AI has come. What is generative AI? It can generate new text, images, even prescription based on what it has learned. And now the new terminology has come, agentic AI. It can take action on your behalf, like a smart intern. That you can imagine that you are a principal of a college and you have different departments. So you can order the other departments to have a meeting on some area. Then agentic AI will communicate with all these heads of the department and will arrange a meeting and send notification to them. This will come and already has come. Dr. Satish may highlight later on this. So now new thing one I have learned or access to the explainable AI. These are the terminology just only the knowledge. AI system that not only give you a result but also clearly say AI is a new words nowadays. So we should know about this. I think there are a lot of terminologies in AI, machine learning, deep learning, large language model. All these are architect of AI. Large language model, all these are there. So in nutshell, AI is going to change the healthcare landscape, and you have to be with the AI, and you need to have an AI with you as like an you're like assistant. So Dr. Samir, I think about AI in short, in simplified terms, I think it's okay for me to
Yes.
make you the audience understand.
Yes, absolutely. Dr. Shubhendu will come back to you. I think there's some problem with your audio. You can stop sharing the screen and we'll come back to you in just a little bit. And I'm now going to go on again back to clinical medicine and our dear teacher, Dr. Sujata Soni ma'am, who is a practicing pediatric rheumatologist at the Sir Gangaram Hospital. So ma'am, my question to you, can you hear me, Sujata ma'am?
Yes, very clearly. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So we've heard a young lady, Dr. Nilima Agarwal, who's telling us about how she got into AI and then how she's using it, and they're going to come back to her challenges. But you've been a little more senior and you're using it in a specialty, and a specialty which many of us don't understand much about, rheumatology. And my question is, tell us honestly, were you at first skeptical about AI in your own practice? Can you share your journey? Can you at least walk us through one case where AI added some value? Where are you using it for diagnosis or outcome? Just tell us something.
So thank you very much for that. So I think my first journey with AI started out of acute desperation during COVID, when we had to do all our patients online suddenly and we were not trained to do that. And I was desperate to find a speech to text app because all my work was now coming online. And that's when I picked up this company that helped me to do this. And I was absolutely fascinated. Not only did it have a 99% accuracy to convert what I was speaking, so that the computer understood my speech. And after that, it was able to actually put the text together very brilliantly with more than a 99% accuracy. So one was that area of speech to text, which I use routinely in my clinic so that I'm able to give typewritten summaries to my patients within 15-20 minutes of attending to them. So that's
So
absolutely
tell us
superb.
again. Tell us again. What do you do? Tell us again so everybody can copy what you're doing.
So it's absolutely fascinating. There are several applications, and I have a microphone and I speak into my computer and I say, 17-year-old child attended the clinic today, apparently well till blah, blah, blah. And it just completely is able to create what I speak into text. And that
So
is
you don't need to
converted.
write notes.
Not a word. I don't write a word in my computer. So I've been doing that now for the last 6 years or so, and it's really saves time and it's absolutely fantastic. And in fact, it's gone a step further. And I see my Western colleagues, when they have a patient come into the clinic, they have their assistant, the AI assistant, and the AI assistant is able to understand the conversation and it reproduces a summary and it gives you the key points and it gives you the key diagnostic features, and then you can generate a prescription. So it saves tremendous time. So that's one thing. The
So
second
you're
thing
saying
is,
you're talking to the patient and the AI is making a summary of your conversation ready for you to be giving to that person.
Yes, that's a paid service, but it's pervasive in the United States. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, the other thing where we tend to use it is when we are stuck for difficult diagnoses and when you're trying to look for answers. And sometimes you can be misled. And Dr. Samira, I sent you this Word document. If you can put that up, and that's a live example of what happened in our clinic just yesterday. So we have this tech-savvy young couple who comes in with a young child who's got a remarkable deformity of the foot and also of the wrist. And this patient is being told by several doctors that this child has got an undiagnosed neurological problem. But then, lo and behold, the x-rays done of the hand show very remarkable breakdown of only the carpal bones, what we will medically say is osteolysis. So this tech-savvy family has been running around from pillar to post for 3 years and has been asking ChatGPT for an answer, couldn't find an answer until this patient had a whole exome sequencing that gave a diagnosis of a rare genetic disorder called multicentric carpal tarsal osteolysis, which is a mimic of juvenile arthritis that we must pick up because these children can go into renal failure and these patients need specific medication. So look and see, and I'm going to show you the example of the imperfection of the AI. So you can't be totally reliant on it. So you can't put your brain in deep freeze and ask ChatGPT to give you an answer. So let's just go forward, Dr. Samir, please. So
Yeah.
I asked the question, and can you go up? And that is not seen very well. But I asked a question to ChatGPT saying, what is a condition in a young 5-year-old child who has breakdown of multiple carpal bones? And go down, please. And it gave me a long list of conditions from juvenile arthritis to
Madam, sorry, can you repeat? What did you type? Can you repeat so that all
Yeah,
of
so
us
I
hear
don't know
how
why
to
that's
type?
not come up. So I asked ChatGPT that what can be the differential diagnoses for a 5-year-old child with breakdown of multiple carpal bones. Yeah, a
Okay.
non-medical terminology because ChatGPT is not an MD, right? So I asked it very simple English questions and it gave me a very fascinating list of differentials, which I'll say are right. Can you go down, please? Continue to go down. So it gave me juvenile arthritis, sepsis, tuberculosis, a bone tumor, metastatic disease. Go on, please. Avascular necrosis. I was very impressed. Most of it was absolutely correct. Go on, please. And it's, go on, please. And it did not give me the differential diagnosis of what I wanted, MCTO. Then I asked it. So I asked it the question, what about MCTO? It didn't answer me. So I said, what about multiple carpal tarsal osteolysis? Go down, please, Dr. Samir.
Yeah,
And
one
then it
moment.
gave the whole answer. And then it apologized. It said, I'm sorry. I had an oversight. And that's when I understood that this family that had been struggling for an answer with ChatGPT, putting in all the correct radiological terms, did not get the correct answer out. So when you ask the chatbot a particular question, you have to also tell it certain more detail. For example, you have to tell it that I want you to answer me like a pediatric rheumatologist. Then you can go to the deep research source and you can actually ask it to show you the source that it has used to give you the answer. But by no means is it absolutely perfect. And I think that it's a learning curve for all of us, both for the techies who are putting together the codes for the AI and for the physicians who are trying to learn how to use it in their practice.
So, madam, you're telling me that you had a complicated case which a person as accomplished clinician as you also had a bit of a difficulty. So you typed that into it as a layman terms, and you got a brilliant explanation of diagnoses, etc., and a differential diagnosis. But you are saying that there could be a mistake, and you are also saying that the AI is so intelligent that if it knows you are a rheumatologist, it will give you a different ball game. And if you are a general pediatrician, it will show something else. If you are a nurse, it will show something else. And if you are a parent, it will show something else. Am I right?
Absolutely, because when you get onto the chat box, it's going to ask you to identify yourself and it knows from your email ID and what you see and where you go and what websites you go to, what kind of a person you are. And sometimes it may fool you. Sometimes it may fool you. So you can be spoofed by it. So you got to be very, very careful. And
How?
certainly
How
you
will you know that? How will you know that you are being fooled or making a mistake? You just trust it because it's shown so many wonderful things.
Yeah, well, you got to be what you said. You got to be a smart pediatrician. Okay? You got to be smart to understand that, hey, there's something odd here. So there are a lot of legal and ethical issues when you get on to, these AI sites to try to understand how to help your patient, and it's not totally foolproof.
Fantastic. So it's not like a Govinda or a David Dhawan film where you say कि मैं भेजा, I'll keep my brain aside and watch the film. It's not like a Govinda or a David Dhawan film where you can keep your brain aside and watch it. You need to be using your mind as well. So I'm going to now, thanks a lot. I'm going to now go to Dr. Prashant Karia. Prashant, you made
One thing I need to mention that before reaching to the conclusion or diagnosis, if you are having problem, you are having seeing that the AI is doing wrong, giving wrong answers, you can have gone to other AI models to check the answers. Or there are more and more new refined models are coming. They are giving appropriate answer and are citing the sites where from they are taken. As per recently, Perplexity AI is the AI which cites the answers from where they are taken. So we have to explore the different AI. They are learning, relearning, and emerging as a every day they are learning. So once they have done mistake, that doesn't mean that they will do every day or not. That's my point. They are learning. As of now, your answer was not correct. You said that this answer is not correct. That AI learned that yes, I have done wrong. From next time, they will improvise themselves. So this way they are learning. Okay,
I totally agree with you. In fact, I attended a very interesting congress on lupus in Toronto, and the plenary session was on AI in medicine. And the bottom line of that debate was that it's not that AI will replace doctors, but doctors who don't know AI will get replaced.
Wonderful. Can you say that again?
It said that it's not that AI is going to replace doctors, but doctors who don't know, understand, and use AI will be definitely replaced.
Right. So knowing AI is part of being a smart pediatrician. So I'm going to request you, Dr. Sujata, to write down in the chat box while I go to the other speakers all the apps that you use. You mentioned about Chat GPT. Shubhendu bhai, you mentioned some other apps. Please write it down in the chat box while I go to Dr. Prashant Karia.
I want to know from Dr. Sujata that what was the app that we are using. You said from last 6 years, site dictation and summarizing and making it EHR, converting into EHR. What is the app?
Well, what I was using is Ognito.
Me as an audience too.
Please type it.
I was using Ognito, and the other one which is available in India is Dragon. There are several free voice to text apps available from Google, but then they're not very good for picking up medical terminology.
That is my
Can I
point,
make
because
a
they are not
request? Can I
tuned in
make a
Indian
request?
English language.
Yeah.
Can I make a request? The aim of this program is to teach our audience. So please type down this. वो सुनने में नहीं आता है. Ognito or cognito, I couldn't hear properly. So please type it while I go to dear Prashant Karia. Prashant bhai, you heard whatever was discussion going on so far. Your comments on it, and can you give us 2 or 3 AI tools or apps that any pediatrician, whether you are in Jumri Talaya or whether you are in Delhi, whether you are in the OPD base or hospital base, can start using from tomorrow morning after seeing this? And what do they do? What do these apps do? Is it easy to use them? Do you need a tech team? Because I always feel no, I need some technology expert who can teach me. So what do you think?
Actually, all are smart who are attending today's session, and they can do all the practical things. I think my screen is visible. It's
Yes.
blank screen, ChatGPT screen, blank. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want to show you is simple things. Somebody has already written a ChatGPT is a language model which is a general, may not be useful for medical purposes. Like as Sujata ma'am has said, she has said that a 5-year-old was having multiple.
Dear friends, please watch the screen. Those of you who are only listening to it as a podcast. One second, Prashant.
No, not fractures, carpal bone breakdown.
One second, Prashant and Sujata. Dear viewers, my dear pediatricians, IAPNs, those of you only listening to it, please stop your car, watch the screen, because our experts are actually giving you a live demonstration. Don't drive and watch. Stop the car and watch. Prashant, please begin again.
Yeah. So one more thing which I want to say is I'm already having a Grammarly installed in my laptop. That's why, see, I have written 5-year-old was having multiple carpal bone breakdown. It's showing 3. There are 3 mistakes in the grammar which I'm doing. Okay. And if I just click on that, the Grammarly will automatically correct. a 5-year-old breakdowns. I mean, all these things are simple, but yes, again, this is one type of AI only. Now, if you
Okay.
just type this only and enter, let's see what the result I'm getting. See, ma'am has actually given so many different things, but possible conditions are osteomyelitis, juvenile idiopathic arthritis, Kienbock's disease, mucopolysaccharidosis, leukemia, rickets. And over here, the role of a smart pediatrician will come. They will give some more prompts, some more ideas, and then the refined diagnosis will come. I think I do have some X-ray also. Do you see the X-ray on your screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell me the diagnosis as a smart pediatrician? What is this? Just type in chat box and I'll just see. This is the first X-ray which has been put. See, why I'm showing X-ray for a diagnosis, because nowadays people are worried that the radiologist will be replaced by a AI, because there are so many models which are available, but they are typically specific models, not the usual chat GPTs. So if I see in chat box what is the answer coming, then the answers
This
are
patient is intubated.
left-sided, yeah, patient intubated, very good. Left-sided
Intubated.
pneumothorax, congenital lobar emphysema, pneumothorax. Okay. So friends, nobody has asked me any history and directly jumped to the diagnosis. And that is what happens with the chat GPT also. Let me show you one thing again, that if I add this X-ray image into this chat GPT, in which we have just given this prompt, it will also do the same thing. But I'm giving just one prompt to this chat GPT, that this is a 9-month-old child brought to ER with gasping respiration. Can you give me diagnosis? Okay, now by the time ChatGPT is typing, can people now give me the diagnosis? This is a 9-month-old child. 1 hour back, the child was totally normal, but now brought to the ER with gasping respiration and this type of pictures. What our smart pediatricians are saying, let me check. They are saying foreign body and tension pneumothorax. Both are correct. Why? Because this was a foreign body which was impacted, and intubation was done because the child was brought in respiratory arrest, but while giving bag and mask ventilation, there was no movements. Suddenly we found a gush of air coming, chest was rising, X-ray was showing pneumothorax, but the foreign body was at the level of carina. And you see, the chat GPT is saying multiple bony abnormalities, bullet-shaped vertebra, ribs are this, dystosis multiplex pattern, likely diagnosis MPS. But if a proper prompt, like the child was perfectly okay before 1 hour and suddenly developed respiratory difficulty,
You
then
need Ognito, Dr. Prashant.
yeah, pardon?
You need Ognito.
Yeah, I need Ognito. Fine, fine. I am just showing to the people the mistake the people are doing. But the thing, if the proper prompt was given to this chat GPT also, the first diagnosis the chat GPT is giving now foreign body aspiration. Because the full prompt was not given. Now, what do we mean by a prompt? We tell to a chat GPT that assume you are a pediatrician, you are seeing a 9-month-old child, typically well before 1 hour, sudden distress brought to your ear, then the first diagnosis will be your foreign body aspiration. If I said, see, I'm showing you, this is totally a new chat window. If this child was having history of road traffic accident, what can be the diagnosis? And believe me, it will tell you tension pneumothorax or a traumatic diaphragmatic hernia or whatever. I mean, see, pulmonary contusion, hemothorax or pneumothorax. So most important thing, all these things are smart, but you have to give the smart commands. And that's why we say everything that has been shown by chat GPT may not be correct. You have to verify by yourself only. And let me show you this is a X-ray of yesterday only. This child is in my ICU. We have intubated the child, done the rigid bronchoscopy, removed the foreign body, and this is the post foreign body removal X-ray. So this is one thing which I want to tell. So this was the first app. Now suppose Samir, I want to present this as an interesting case. So what will happen? I'll prepare some slides and will actually present it. But instead of that, for making a presentation, we do have a wonderful app which is also available. And I think we can use that app over here. I'll just show that app. Just give me a minute. I think the screen is.
Yeah. While you are doing that, I'm calling out to Dr. Satish Ran. We'll be going to him next. Satish bhai, please stay online.
Yeah. So see,
Yeah, Prashant.
I want to make a presentation and on this only. So I just type on this. This is a second app which can be useful for all pediatricians who are fond of making the PowerPoint presentations by themselves, giving much of a time. This is Gamma.app, in which there are two things. Either I can paste a text from the chat GPT, or I can generate by my own by giving only a prompt, simple prompt. I want to make a presentation for pediatricians on foreign body in infants. Generate outline. Now what will happen is within seconds, it will generate the outline. See, if my presentations are ready, I can just give it over here. But if it is not there, automatically within a minute or so, almost prompt is 10 cards. The free version usually gives you 10 cards. So foreign body in infants, epidemiology, common types, clinical presentation, diagnostic evaluation. The 5 slides are been prepared in less than 30 seconds and it's still preparing.
Correct. Fantastic.
Most important thing, see, this may also happen that sometimes it becomes unresponsive. But again, you can wait it. Once it is done, you can just click on generate. And when you generate it, within a minute, your PowerPoint presentation will be ready. The caution again over here, you have to check it. See, if I want to make this type of presentation, the way it is making, it may take a 1 hour or 2 hour thing, but AI is making my life easy. I mean,
All right.
if you can see, this is the thing which is happening. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prashant. That was a very good demonstration. Or giving wonderful comments there. I'm going across to now Dr. Satish Rath. As I said, he's a AI scientist. Dr. Satish, are you there? Oh, yeah, there. Wonderful.
Yes, very
So,
much.
quickly tell us how you as a pediatrician went across onto this side and what you're doing right now. And also, I'm going to ask you a question. As a pediatrician and somebody deeply involved in AI research, and you've seen how technology is changing access and equity in a country like India. Somebody in a remote village can actually get an online consultation. But can you tell us how AI can be used to improve care in semi-urban or rural areas, especially by generalists, not specialists? Like Sujata madam is in Delhi. What do you do in Jumri Talaya? So can you use AI even where ASHA workers are being involved in early diagnosis and referral, and give them the same quality? Wo garib kisan, that old poor farmer, should feel that it's as good as meeting Dr. Sujata Sawhney in person at Gangaram.
No, very much. So, first of all, thank you, Dr. Samir, for introducing me into this. I always enjoy whenever I'm talking to doctors, so because, doctors are the best scientists. One part, I think, what one of the panelists also said earlier is it's not about AI replacing doctors, but doctors who don't understand AI are going to be, maybe a little bit challenged with people who understand AI. Now, the maximum impact is going to be for, let's say, primary care, because, where there is a lot of demand, but there is actually very little resource, which is typical for our country. There actually AI wonders, because, when we say AI, we have been doing research over this for 20 years. This is basically an advancement of information science. Whenever the information is very voluminous or very complex, very layered, beyond a certain limit, human abilities actually compromise. We cannot actually do it. Why we are getting excited? Because, ChatGPT is able to do a differential diagnosis because human systems is very complex. And then, computers are now able to actually identify the nuances out of it. Or let's say it can create slides, it can create storyboards, it can create movies. So it can do a lot of information with a lot of complexity, with a lot of explainability, which is very much required actually for our day-to-day practice. So in this, whenever there are less resources and more demand, it is going to be very, very useful. Now, it is also becoming our responsibility as pediatricians, right? Then how can we equip AI with people where the demand is very high? Imagine, forget about the rural area, even a normal pediatrician, my wife, who is a practitioner of pediatrics, 5 patients, crying with different conditions, and then, pediatricians are always overloaded with patients. So a lot more things can be done where, let's say, we have developed a platform called S-Kids that, when the patient comes to the receptionist, the entire, 72 parameters are actually analyzed. And when the patient is reaching the pediatrician, the system is able to tell that, this can be the differential diagnosis with explainability. So these are the ways I think, AI is going to be very, very helpful. Definitely in primary care, definitely into suggesting, differential diagnosis in a much more explainable way, but also, very much into research. So, the other part, what we are not actually appreciating is the lot of drug development is now happening due to AI. A lot of, let's say, new devices are being formed due to AI. Lot of, let's say, economical burden is actually coming down due to AI. These would be all visible, very, very soon into the practice. Recently, there was a World Congress on AI where Bill Gates and Elon Musk and everybody participated, including Indian scientists. There, actually, people are saying that, the open source models which are coming from China are actually a big boon for countries like India and the developing countries. And as India, I think there is an India AI mission the government is also doing. We are all part of that. And we are also suggesting instead of developing newer models, let's actually develop specific models for India because we have a lot of problems to solve. So it is, I think, phenomenal. It's a great tool. It can be used actually for proper, uses. And then I think, you would see that, it is doing actually wonders.
So Satish bhai, in a rural area, for example, growth monitoring, developmental monitoring, can an Anganwadi worker use an AI for it? And why Anganwadi worker? Our pediatricians, they have so much rural area, matlab bharpur OPD, 300 patients a day. So how can they use it in their OPD?
Yeah, so what we are doing actually, I will, send you the link also. We call our platform as Kids. We believe that, every kid has got the potential to be smart and super, but kids has to be screened in the school. Even we are not taking an Anganwadi worker, we are actually making the teachers actually do the screening. So how it is happening is we are seeing with the AI powered device that, whether there is amblyopia or not, whether there is vision issues or not, whether there is anisometria or not. And this has to be detected at the primary care level, not at the pediatrician level, because the pediatrician is actually at the tertiary care, right? Same way, whether the growth and development is happening properly or not. Much more important is, let's say, internet addiction. Let's say behavioral, anomalies. AI is very good actually at detecting it, which when parents cannot identify it or teachers cannot identify it. So early screening, early, let's say, intervention is a great benefit, out of, let's say, using AI tools where, as a pediatrician, you can sit in the office, you can see the report with details and can actually intervene. So, you'd be surprised to know that, 42% kids in school age going children do not know they have got a refractive error. They do not know they have got a hearing issue. They do not know they have got some sort of a behavioral issue. 70 to 80% kids of our age are actually internet addicted. They have got anxiety or depression or some sort of, let's say, behavioral issue, which is seen in the school age children. So this is only possible if you use AI tools, which can actually give you explainable answers in a much more cheaper, much more affordable, much more accessible way. So that, maybe, because we are never going to have the number of pediatricians what is actually required for the kind of population what we have. So in this way, I think, this can bring in actually explainability.
Yeah. So that's amazing because India is on the cusp of change and the larger populations won't get benefited by. I'm going to go to Dr. Nilima again. Remember, she's practicing as a pediatrician and using this. So, Dr. Nilima, can you tell us something briefly about what is LLM and language model? Can you explain that in simple words?
Yes, sir. Large language models are basically the AI systems that are trained on vast amount of text data. तो जो ये द फॉर एग्जांपल चैट जीपीटी है, जेमिनाई है, ग्रॉक है, एलोन मस्क की जो कंपनी है उनका, सो पाम 2 है, दीज आर ऑल लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल्स। तो सर जैसे ऐसे होता है ना कि हम मिनरल वाटर को बिस्लरी बोल देते थे, ऐसे ही लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल्स का एक एग्जांपल है चैट जीपीटी। एंड इसमें जितना टेक्स्ट इनपुट दे आर गेटिंग उतना ही दे आर गेटिंग ट्रेंड। सो ऑल द पैनलिस्ट यू मस्ट हैव नोटिस सर कि सभी पैनलिस्ट ने ये बोला है कि द प्रॉम्प्ट दैट यू आर पुटिंग इन इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एंड यू विल बी अमेज्ड टू नो कि एक पूरा एक नया करियर आ रहा है प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियरिंग का। तो how to make the prompts easier for people to use it. And sir you were mentioning कि आंगन में जैसे आपने रथ सर से भी पूछा था, and he has very amazingly described how the government is implementing all the AI programs into the grassroots levels and all. So I am working in a ESIC hospital that is a that comes under Ministry of Labor and Employment, and all the ESIC hospitals across the country they are using the Dhanvantri HIS model, the Hospital Information System model for electronic health record keeping. So all our patients, they are the prescriptions, the medicines dispensing, the indoor discharges, everything is online and digital. And we also have an app where a patient can book appointments, online appointments, and they can check their whatever they want to do on the insurance and the previous records of visits, etc.
Dr. Nilima, can you write down all this while somebody else is speaking? Type करो ये जो apps आप बोल रहे हैं ना, so people who are listening can download it or buy it. Grok, all that you said. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Also,
Sure,
I'm
sir.
asking, what are the challenges you face while using AI in your clinic or in the
Yes, sir.
ESIC? And then I'm
So,
going to ask, Dr. Shubhendu De, Professor Dr. Shubhendu, how can professors in a medical college, government medical college use AI? But let Nilima finish.
sir, for me personally, I'm using Chat GPT to be specific only for academic purpose. Very, very rarely, if I want to diagnose some tough syndrome, and when I want to know if I'm missing something, then I might go into it. Reason being, there are lots of issues. If you put the same prompt in Chat GPT, it might give you different answers. Okay,
I see.
and there is a very much issue of intellectual property. You must be knowing who is the owner, who takes the accountability, and who takes the authorship. If you are putting a Chat GPT generated content, who will you say is the author of that content? Right. And
Absolutely.
if something happens, who will take the accountability? If something and there is no explanation of different kind of responses. And chat gpt and ais are rapidly evolving, but our legal framework is not evolving at that pace. So there are not clear cut guidelines, there are
Correct.
no clear cut rules for data protection and data privacy. And
Correct.
chat
Correct.
gpt do make mistakes, these are called ai hallucinations, and it is developed by the text data that we are providing. So it is all the information is being given by humans, and human society is biased, so chat gpt is also biased.
So not
So
only
the
are we
responses,
misleading, so not only are we misleading other humans, now we have gone on to mislead machines also. Very good.
yes.
Very good. We'll go to the question of ethics to Dr. Satish, and I wish Dr. Pooja Diwan or Dr. Gauri Shankar or Dr. Thangavelu, the editors were here to tell us how do they discern that. But Shubhendu ji, Professor Saab, how can professors use AI in medical college? Ravindra भी सुन रहा है, Ravindra सुना उन्हें, बताइए.
So
Shubhendu ji.
practically much of the AI in medical education in the rural medical colleges is not up to the mark. AI has not come very much in the as a whole in the medical college, but it is being used by the teachers, by the students, and we the teachers make them learn how to use AI for the research, to search articles, to cite the publications, and we teach also to as a search engine to for knowledge access, to create some presentation and some automated tasks to do with AI. So not the wholesome AI deployment of AI in medical college is a dream as of now. So
Okay.
we are not using AI as a comprehensive one. Case to
So
case basis, individual basis, we are using AI.
Superb. So we can ask Satish Bhai. Satish Bhai, as a AI scientist, how do you think you can solve problem at Bardwan Medical College that we can use it? Bataiye.
So, a very simple thing is, I think, many people say that, let's say a text to image or an image to text or a voice to text. We call them as the, let's say, pre-generative AI or the old AI. They are technologies, but, let's not call them AI. What is actually we are talking about is LLM or generative AI, which can actually generate. And for especially medical field, it has to be explainable. So whenever you are using anything for patient diagnosis or any patient intervention, it has to be regulated as well as it has to be, let's say, it has to be explainable. When it comes to medical education, I think, again, we are working with the government of India to include AI as a generative AI as a tool for teaching, right from MBBS till actually the postgraduates. For paper writing as well as other things. As you all know, we have started also a course in IHMRB now on generative AI for doctors. There is a big myth in doctors that, to understand AI or to use AI, you have to be a programmer. That's an absolute myth. The beauty about generative AI is you don't have to be a coder or a programmer. You have to understand physiology, biochemistry, then you can use actually AI. You have to be a scientist. You have to have scientist rigor. Now, most important part is AI is not your search engine. AI is designed to please you. So that's what we call as, hallucinations or, so every AI, on the bottom half, you would see that, it can cause, let's say, errors. So take your precision. So you are always there to, let's say, decide about it. And then, you can actually take a decision. Maybe, if you allow me, I will show you a few tools. So it is very, very important for you to know that which tools to use for which kind of, let's say, use case. This is most important part. If you understand this, then I think this is actually going to make the life much more easier. So somebody said that prompt is an actually important part. Prompt is actually an instruction what we give actually to the AI, right? So nowadays AI has become so advanced. Even if you can write to AI that I'm looking for this, give me a prompt. You don't have to be an expert in prompt engineer. AI has become, that advanced. So let's say, my wife was going for a panel discussion for adolescents, as a response to the Netflix series Adolescents. And you need to write that, I'm a pediatrician, so I'm going for this panel discussion, give me, few slides. But you can write then that, give me a proper prompt for this. Then AI is going to actually generate the prompt for this. So you need to tell
you can ask God what to pray for also. So God will tell you what to pray for.
This is a very important part. I think many people miss. So you can ask Perplexity or ChatGPT or Gemini, anyone that, give me a prompt for this purpose. But you have to be very, very clear that, who is asking this question, for whom this question is, what is the context, and in which format you want it. So this is actually what we call it the prompt part. Then it is going to give you that, this is the prompt, what I'm going to go for. Then you go to deep research. So many people also confuse that, ChatGPT as a Google search kind of a thing. So the AI has got a search feature, but it has got a deep research feature. When you actually ask it a deep research, aspect, then it is also going to give you charts, references. It can give you slides and everything. So I want everyone to, experience this platform, which just, last week came out from China called ZAI or Jipu AI. And it can do research for you. It can do slides for you. It can do, let's say, coding for you. It can do programming for you, and it is absolutely free. So I think, Gamma and other things are pretty old now. So you can actually experience this with Qwen or with GLM 4.5. And these are absolutely free and absolutely accurate kind of things which is happening. If you're interested much more on academic research, so one part, who are really scientists who are looking for, let's say, inventing drugs, inventing molecules, looking for, what research has been done. Future House is actually the, let's say, recommended research engine. These AIs are actually specifically designed to be used by scientists. So, when we say we are scientists, we are looking for evidence, we are looking for the literature research, we are looking for citations, we are looking for the statistical correlation, then we are looking for inventing something. So Future House has actually got two platforms, one which is called actually concise research. So let's say I've given a prompt or I've given a question, how microbiomes are coming as nutritional intervention in children. Now, this is a very, very specific, very, very, deep research, which is a big topic worldwide for children. whether microbiome is going to be a nutritional intervention or not. Now, this question, if this is asked to Gemini or ChatGPT, it is going to hallucinate like anything. So like ChatGPT is very famous, it is also very famous for hallucination. So my one recommendation to all of you is never use ChatGPT for clinical use cases or never use ChatGPT for your research. If you are going to use ChatGPT, use it for social media, use it for PowerPoints, use it for creative writings. But ChatGPT is not very good when it comes to accuracy. When it comes to accuracy, you have to use actually specific tools. Future House is a good example for that. You can use DeepSeek, which is very accurate. You can use Cloud also. So Cloud, DeepSeek, and Quen, and let's say Future House, these are actually very, very, good tools. If you're a little bit more serious, then you can also invent molecules. How many molecules are being invented in this area? So let's say I have given a question that, I was working on oral, vaccine for COVID. And then, who are the people, who are the competitors, who are working on oral COVID vaccine, if at all this would be required. And this is for children. And it is going to give you summary of all the clinical trials with evidence, with scientific correlation that, whether you should be doing research on this or not. So in summary, I would say that, the world has moved beyond ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is like Google, but I think, it is not very respected when it comes to academic environment. So when you are doing academic research, do choose specific tools. And, my recommendation would be Claude, Future House for a research part. When it comes to creative writing, ChatGPT is a great tool. And do remember that, no answer out of AI is actually perfect. You as a doctor have to take a call that, whether this is actually the right one or this is not the right one. So maybe, those would be my recommendation for all my, fellow people.
That is fabulous, and I'm sorry to trouble you, but please keep writing some of those names so our people can read it, but they can see this video.
I will send you maybe a list of
I'm
all
going to
these
make
things.
a request to all 5 of you. Please put your phone numbers, if you don't mind, and email IDs, so our pediatricians can always reach out to you for their. They don't need to go through Smart Pediatrician channel. So please write down that. But Tushar Maniar, very dear friend of mine with a great sense of humor, has sent about. We are all talking about Chat GPT or language model hallucination. मतलब वो भी फेंक सकता है to stay in Hindi, that it can also allow us to this. So I'm going to show, he has shared something with me, how the Chat GPT can hallucinate and how it can pick up the wrong meaning. So can you see the screen? Yes, no? Can you all see the screen? So if you type "you're looking hot as hell, wanna hang out," I can't get myself to read the translation just now, but those of you who can read Hindi know that it is something very, very ridiculous. Thank you, Tushar Bhai, for sharing it. One more of my friends, Dr. Manmeet, had written a poem. She can share it. I want to now come to the, again, hardcore clinicians, Dr. Prashant, Dr. Sujata, and then Shubhendu. What is happening with AI, with changing the trust or the relationship or the ethics between doctor and patient? So you work in private practice, Prashant, as well as you have a hospital. Sujata ma'am, you are at a premier institute, and Shubhendu, you are in a medical college. So Prashant, will begin with you. Is it changing the nature of patient and doctor trust and confidentiality, the relationship? No longer are you God. The AI in your hand is probably God.
So this is happening since a long, see, before the generative AI or this chat GPT or everything came, we used to call them as a Google patients. They will come to you with Googling everything and then they will come to you. The only issue which we are facing is sometimes the newspapers, the medias, they're giving a hype to some cases. Say, for example, the one case in US was given a typical headlines in newspaper that patient visited 9 doctors and they were not able to diagnose. Patient just put the reports into chat gpt and chat gpt told the diagnosis. Now see, this is something like it was something related to a spinal disorder, but the patient's complaint were something else. I don't know how that came out, but yes, that came out. And once they went to a next doctor, the next doctor actually told them that this is the right diagnosis. Now, what happens is many a times the doctors are actually having so many differential diagnoses, thinking of other things they may not be coming to a proper diagnosis, and all other things, the all AI things. I mean, many of us have actually given the different apps. I mean, the Perplexity or any other Ogneto and any all these things, they will be guiding it. But what I feel is, for patient and doctor relation or a trust, Samir, as you say in many of your talks, नैनी की जरूरत नहीं है, मतलब जो स्क्रीन है उसकी जरूरत नहीं है, आपको ह्यूमन की जरूरत है. आई मीन, दो दिस ऑल things are future, definitely a future, but that will be like a servant to a human. See, evolution, हम लोग from app to humans, we have came. Now human to robots, we are going to be there, but these robots are going to be definitely our friend or assistants, but they will not going to replace us. So most importantly, I say, जब भी ये टैक्स से भी पेशेंट्स हमारे पास आते हैं, उनको उतना ही, जैसे मैम ने अभी बताया था, सुजाता मैम ने, that they will search and come up with some diagnosis, but as a expert you will add your knowledge to that, and you will tell them, and you will actually give them your human touch, which cannot be replaced at all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Sujata ma'am, you tell us.
I think there are a couple of things here. The first and most important thing is that skill of old timers like myself, the history, the clinical examination, few investigations, and then the diagnoses. So in my specialty, for example, pediatric rheumatology, there's not a single test that can rule in or rule out any disease. You show me an ANA positive and I'll show you a leukemia. You show me a rheumatoid factor positive, I'll show you a tuberculosis. So, the human will put the brain and the hand together, and you have the skill of the clinical exam in addition to the investigations to understand what is the diagnosis. Now, you cannot replace the hands by any smart AI tool. So, you have to learn to use the AI tool to help you out, but by no means is there any insecurity that this chap is going to take over what you do. It's not happened yesterday, it's not happening today, and it'll certainly not happen tomorrow. And I also think that it's very, very important for us to understand what is the tool we are using to assist us. Currently, if my understanding is not wrong, it is the images which are very well discerned by artificial intelligence as compared to the nuanced patient, the live patient. So you can show and teach the via AI what is the features of Hodgkin's lymphoma on this lymph node biopsy, and you can teach the computer that of these 10,000 biopsies, it's only these 10 which have the lymphoma, and that your computer is very good at judging that, or at picking up the changes, for example, on the retina of early diabetic retinopathy that the human eye may miss, or in interpreting X-ray. So it's very good at just these images, but it's not good at the history and the clinical eval and the investigation and tying it all up, because then you're presuming that that computer knows how to examine. Now, I don't know if tomorrow patients are going to walk through. So, I attended an exhibition 10 years ago where it said that clinical medicine in 2040. So there's a patient who goes to Safeway and she walks through a little machine, and the machine with a significant amount of vacuum draws, 0.1 ml of the blood, and she walks through some scanning machines. She does all her groceries and comes back, and while on the way out, she picks up a medical report, and that tells her your HbA1c is 6.7, you have a 19.4% chance of developing a tumor, and currently you have a polyp. And that was the future of medicine in 2040. Now, I don't know whether that sci-fi thing is going to be true, but I think that's not on the horizon as yet. And I don't think that computers and AI are going to take over doctors at all.
Absolutely. I'm just going to divert a little bit because you said walking through that. Dr. Shubhendu. Yeah, Dr. Rath, you want to come in?
Yeah, so my take might be a little bit different, as a AI scientist, and then to be sympathizing with doctors, right? So this fight between machine and man has always existed, and then this theory is called the difference between competence and confidence. When information became more and more available, so what Dr. Karia was saying that You search in Google, then they come with a list of questions that, we asked Google and then these were the things. And this is a reality. This all of us, have actually experienced. This is going to accentuate now with ChatGPT. And then, the social media company, the AI companies like Google, like Facebook, they are going to advertise it that, here are the doctors missing, or here are the architects missing, or here are the lawyers missing, and here is actually ChatGPT is actually doing it better. So this is a covert advertisement which will keep on going, and then people's jobs are being lost. I won't say that doctors' jobs should be lost, but you are going to get tougher question. Doctor, we asked this in ChatGPT. You have given this diagnosis. Your prescription is going to be fed to ChatGPT to get a second opinion, and this is going to happen. So the only way actually to match confidence and competences, when people do not have the professionalism, then they get information, they don't have the oversight, then they become overconfident. All these YouTube influencers, all these people who talk on social media, what you call as a social media university or a WhatsApp university, people who are not specialists, they are actually speaking much more now in the information theory age. And this is actually a challenge for the professionals, because professionals are always, humble, because they don't know what they don't know. But the people who do not know, what they don't know, they can always speak, being overconfident. So this is actually an era of crisis for the experts. And the experts have to learn the science to face these people who are overconfident, but not professionals. So in future, your patients are going to ask you much more tougher question, not because, they know about medicine, because, ChatGPT knows something about medicine. They don't have the oversight. They are never going to understand the physiology and biochemistry. That's why they are never going to replace doctors, but they are going to be very difficult patients. The patients who were there in 2000 to 2020, and the patients who are now going to be there in 2020 to 2030 are going to be very, very challenging. I think as doctors, we all have to wake up. We all have to accept the reality that, this is happening. And the way AI research is happening, I think, you won't be really believing, but, what ChatGPT actually recently announced, you can create a biological terrorism bomb, using ChatGPT. And this is possible. That's what the disclaimer says, this can do a bioterrorism. It can create a virus which can wipe out the world. And this is possible. And this is going in actually as a disclaimer. So imagine, people who are not expert, who are having a lot of information on their, disposal, they can be very, very difficult patient. And the only way you are going to, let's say, face this crisis of, overconfident, under professionals, who are going to make your life difficult is only by understanding how to use AI for your best advantage. So, it's like yesterday, I think, we should not be missing the bus. We cannot react that, no, it is not going to replace doctors. It is never going to make, doctors replaced, but it is definitely going to make life difficult for you if you're not prepared for it. I would definitely recommend each one of you should be really getting trained on AI, generative AI, not by reading Google, not by, getting it from, social media or something. Learn it from the experts, why you should be really, understanding this. And this is a crisis moment. If I can really, underline this, I really congratulate you for creating this, let's say, awareness session. And this is
Thank
very,
you.
very important that,
Thank
this is
you.
very, very much needed.
No, I think this crisis moment word that he used, I want to quote my favorite author nowadays, Dr. Yuval Noah Harari, who wrote Sapiens and then Nexus. He says that the truth, Truth, the truth is actually a very, very small part of all the information out there. And Satish Bhai was telling us that keep that in mind. Truth is a very small part. You have to search for it. There is so much of information and data. You have to look for the sachai, the truth. So I'm coming to Shubhenduji. As a pediatrician, let's keep the clinical part aside for a moment. But what are some other apps we can use to make our daily life little better?
Okay, so let me put the things in a very simpler way and not get it complicated. So my point is that you use AI in a positive way so that you can enhance your productivity in day-to-day life as well as in solo clinic or OPD practice. That should be the ground reality or motto to use AI from scratch. So the thing which I am doing, I am sharing my thing, what I am doing. So first of all, I am practicing solo clinic as well as I am in hospital. So in solo clinic, I used AI in different ways. So I will let you know how I am using AI in different ways. So everyone should know that how AI can be leveraged to increase your productivity. So that's the main thing. One peripheral doctors practicing remotely should know how should use AI to leverage. So most of them are used to the term chat GPT. This is one of the AI models. There are various thousands of AI models that can help you in your practice to grow. So what I am doing in my practice, I access to medical knowledge, I get clinical decision support. I am not taking the diagnosis as up, I am taking the support. They make me more inquisitive and curious. They let me start thinking.
Okay.
GPT or AI models do for you in day-to-day practice. So they can draft research summary as Prasant was having live demo. It's a fine. You can have patient parents handout in a few seconds. You can ask something and they will give out the handouts in a multilingual, is Bengali or Hindi or Gujarati everywhere. And you can show it to your patients. They can summarize the uploaded documents, test book, PDF, Word document, even images also. To the utter surprise of me that I was running a conference somewhere and a EEG was shown in the screen. I couldn't understand. So I just picked the pick of the EEG and the diagnosis came before the speaker should say out the diagnosis. You expose
Correct.
the ECG with some prompt, they will give you a perfect diagnosis. So I'm not telling that you pick up the diagnosis from there exactly as it is. You put your own mind and correlate clinically to get the diagnosis done. So I was telling what I am doing. You see, you type the year-old boy with acute severe asthma, and next day and discharge summary. So it will give you in seconds, and you go through the summary how
Absolutely. Shubhendu, we are losing your voice.
time you want to add.
All right. Superb.
So use the prompt. You can have detect. You type the prompt, and they will give you a simple step in 20 seconds. Take a printout and give to the patients. This is how you can improvise your clinic. You can save much of your time, and you can give that time to the patients. So you can do these things in a very prompt way.
Sure. Thank you. So quick question to anybody who wants to take it. Can you use this in front of the patient and then let him see that you are using AI? Batao.
Yeah. Patients already now knows keyboard in front of them and taking out a printout from there. Definitely they will ask, the doctor has given me a AI generated prescription. Our role is to that you can say that no, I have taken the help of the AI, but I have put my knowledge to that knowledge to that AI and I have generated the thing.
What do you think, Prashant bhai, Sujata, Satish sir?
Prescription
Sujata,
and human
So,
communication to the patient that I am there, but AI is helping me to make you understand more on
somewhere,
my prompt.
I
my
routinely use the search engine in front of my patient so that he's very aware that I don't know everything. I don't have a computer chip in my brain, and absolutely open with the family and tell them that I don't know this. We have to think about this and we'll get back to you. And very often we have to do our homework after the patient leaves the clinic and call them back. You have to be honest and transparent. You cannot be pretending to be, wearing a hat which has all the answers and I'm like a magician and I take out my hat and eureka, the problem is solved. It's never like that in my specialty. We have to
so,
always eat humble pie and tell them we need to think about this, read about this, discuss the images, get a whole exome very often.
absolutely.
Your
Satish bhai.
subject is super specialized so that a lot of things may come in between. But as a general practitioner, as a general pediatrician, this AI can help you a lot for your as a clinical support. Suppose you are stuck in a clinic with some diagnosis. You click the picture with some AI app, just Visual DX, and put the prompt. And they will give differential diagnosis, and you can pick up the diagnosis and put your own brain there. So I am telling that they are going to enhance your productivity and save time to devote to the patients.
Sure. Dr. Sanjeev
somewhere,
bhai.
Dr. Samir, I think, what I feel is pediatrics is a very peculiar subject. So actually general pediatricians are the best super specialists because, there are no subspecialty which is actually developed in pediatrics.
Yeah.
Pediatric ophthalmology, pediatric allergy. So a general pediatrician is actually a combination of all subspecialties. So I think, what we actually miss. So somewhere my recommendation is use AI for nutrition because you're a nutrition specialist. Use AI for, let's say, behavioral analysis because, you are a behavioral specialist. Use AI for developmental pediatrics. Use AI for allergy. So all these things, use AI for ophthalmology. Pediatric ophthalmology is the most underrated and the most, let's say, neglected, field because, you are the first point of contact to see actually a kid who might be having, let's say, ophthalmic issues. So when you are using for the subspecialty to augment your practice, this is going to be a great tool. It doesn't have to be always for differential diagnosis. You are very good for differential diagnosis. Don't worry about that. But I think, grow your practice in the subspecialty area using AI tools, which are actually very good. So, how many of us actually charge for a nutritional advice? Whereas, a person who is not even a doctor is actually charging for nutritional advice. And you see all the social media thing, this person has to go to gym or this person has to eat this much. Absolutely, non-scientific things, right? So use that for those subspecialties where you can really augment your practice. And patients are liking it. When you say that, I've got an AI-powered nutritional tool, patients are actually demanding it. When you say,
Correct.
I have a AI-powered behavioral tool, patients are actually demanding it.
Yeah,
So,
patients are demanding, and patients are very demanding also. There are two
yeah,
questions. Anil Diwan has said, medico legally, can you be punishable for not using AI in the future? And the another gentleman or lady who has not given their name, if something goes wrong, who will be sued? The doctor or AI? Iska jawab dena.
The doctor for sure.
it is,
100% the
I think,
doctor.
legally it is the doctor. So it is a human in the loop. So, that part is, very, very clear and very, very sure. So, however, whatever, tool you are using, be aware if there is a medical legal case, it is the doctor who is liable
All right. So
because you
I'm
are
going to
taking the
now,
call. Yeah.
thanks a lot. It's been a brilliant, futuristic evening this evening. I'm going to ask one question, last takeaway message from all of you. If somebody is starting with AI today, what is your one line advice to that person? And second, what can IAP, Indian Academy of Pediatrics, do for its IAPN members to use AI? We'll start with Nilima.
Sir, my take home message will be a little different because we all have been talking about what is AI. But I want you all to know what is not AI. So AI is not a sentiment, although the conversation is made human like and it sounds like there are emotions, but it is not a sentiment. It is not human. It is inspired by human intelligence and it is made human like, but it is not human and it is not perfect. Nor are the humans, not is the AI, not is the AI perfect.
All
And
right.
we should always know where to stop.
What can IAP do for pediatricians for AI?
Sir, IAP has a few tools like IAP Growth app on it. It is not AI empowered. And like in my session, I told you that there are no clear-cut legal framework or guidelines or for the AI users. And we are having patients who are adolescents also, not even only as a pediatrician, but we have kids using ChatGPT and they don't know how to use it at the safer way to use it. So we need to conduct more sessions both for pediatricians and for the patients as well. That we
Thank you
can.
so much. Prashant
Thank you.
bhai, yeah, one line message for pediatricians who are beginning now. And what can IAP do for that?
One line message
Every
is
seminar or every that is conferences that will generate more AI. My final point will be that don't fear AI, make it your friend, simply. So upskill yourself and be future ready.
Superb. Thank you
It's
so much.
must.
Thank you. Dr. Prashant.
yeah. So my one liner will be use AI as your smart assistant for sure, which will enhance your productivity, creativity, as well as the decision making, but not as a replacement for the critical thinking.
Hmm.
And the most important thing, Dr. Samir, IAP is already doing something which will come very soon. I'm not going to reveal it. One of them is LLM platforms and a chatbot into the IAP apps, which is going to come soon. And for the same, we do have Dr. Satish, whose help we are going to need. So over to him.
Finally, over to Dr. Satish Bhai.
My only, I think, thing is learn it with seriousness as a science. This is a very, very useful science. Don't learn it as Google. There is a lot of science that goes behind, when you search something and when the result comes out. So same way, learn how AI actually works. What is the anatomy and physiology of AI? That's why we have created this course, which is a very serious course over 16 weeks, 12 weeks, how to use AI, for all your, day-to-day practice to research to all those things. This is a serious science. Do take it seriously, and you'll be definitely, benefiting a lot out of this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's been such a wonderful evening. I personally have to say that whatever we discussed today, the disclaimer is this is only for adults and this is only, it's not for children. And I won't bore you with my take on it, but I am very against using AI for children, at least in the first 3 to 4 years of life. But there are many of my videos already. I don't want to bore all of you. While I thank all my viewers, there are some very senior people who are my teachers and I bow before them, and I would like them to conclude and give their own comments. So with the experts' permission, shall I open it to the floor?
Yeah, please.
Experts? Yeah. Okay. So we have Dr. Vijay Yevle right here. Vijay Bhai, please go ahead. Dr. Bakul Bhai was there, Nitin Bhai was there, Rohit sir. Anybody else? Yeah. Vijay Bhai, will begin with you. You had some question? Unmute yourself. Dr. Vijay Yevle, unmute yourself, sir. Okay, I think he's trying to figure that out. Any other?
Now you will be able to do, because the setting by default was nobody can unmute.
Vijay Bhai,
Yeah. Prashant, I can unmute now. I want the AI expert to talk about NoteBookLM. It is one of the LLM, feature, a program, and I learned about it about 2 weeks ago when I went to Liverpool to meet my son, and then he said, "Papa, you try this NoteBookLM. It's a fantastic app where you put in an article and it it can summarize the article. It can create a conversation between two experts. You can chip in, you can join the conversation. So I just want a little more details from one of these experts.
Yes, thank
Google
you, sir.
Notebook LLM.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if others are okay. So this is a wonderful tool, Dr. Vijay. I think, and very recently, I think yesterday only, they updated also it. Now you can also have a video summary of it. So this is very good if you are a teacher, if you're taking a class, if you are a researcher, just give your, let's say, article or PDF or any topic. You can search from the topic. It is going to collect all the relevant information. Then it is going to summarize it. It is going to give you a mind map. It is going to give you a podcast. It is going to give you a video lecture. So, I mean, there are very few tools which match NoteBookLM's capability. If you have not tried it, definitely try it. As scientists, actually, we are writing to Google also to give doctors a Google Pro, free account, like it is given to all the students. So I hope, that might be coming in very soon. But if you have not tried NoteBookLM, definitely you should be trying it. It's a very, very professional tool.
I tried NoteBookLM, but it has limitations. I mean, is a paid version available? Which says you have exhausted your this thing for
So
the
you have
day.
to be a pro user to get the maximum output out of it, which is actually free to the Indian students now for 1 year. So we have written actually to Google to make it free for doctors. I hope they listen. So
and I would urge all my colleagues who are on this platform to try NoteBookLM. It's a fantastic app. It creates a very good podcast.
By what, sir? Say again.
NoteBookLM.
Those who have subscribed to Google Gemini Pro can have the NoteBookLM subscription too. What I have done in Notebook Pro, that I have uploaded 6 neonatal books, suppose FBNC protocols and all the protocols on neonatology, and there is my notebook, and I am asking the questions, and they are giving the answer from that book only. So it's very handy things. You upload 6-7 books, and you fetch answers from that book only, and they will give you the appropriate answer in few seconds from that book. They will scan through all the books and give you the answers. So you can create your own notebook for different subjects, different specialty. That is the beauty of the notebook LLM.
So nowadays, what I have started doing is I upload an article on the NoteBookLM app, and then I create a podcast and listen to it while reading the article.
That's fine.
It's
Very good.
fantastic,
That's
it's so useful.
Say that again.
It's
Say
so
that again.
useful.
So Dr. Vijay sir, say that again.
Yeah. So what I do is upload an article on that NoteBookLM app, and then ask it to create a podcast. And that conversation, you listen to it while reading the article. It is so good. It is so good. And of course, it is highly, personal, because I like and I imbibe better if I listen to someone. There are some people who prefer to read by themselves, but this suits me. So I find it extremely useful.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank
one
you
more
so much.
thing
a
is,
good optimistic comments.
Dr. Bakul Bhai was here, who was instrumental in setting up the digital platform. I don't think he's there now, Dr. Rohit sir or no. But all our seniors are there. Anybody would like to make a few comments? And then I'll hand it back to Dr. Sanjay Pakmode and Dr. Amol Pawar, because it's been an amazing evening. I have no words. This is so much to learn. And then Dr. Sheikh Minaz is here, Dr. Deshmukh. If anybody who are the conveners, I want to have a word. Dr. Minaz, Dr.
So I
Sanjay.
think it's a fantastic evening. I mean, more than our expectations. We had a great scientist in the form of Dr. Rath, Dr. Dev Prakash, our friend, and Madam Sujata, with whom I have opportunity to work and see her working. And as rightly said, AI is the future, but with human touch, not without human touch.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Dr. Arubda, any comments?
No, that's a very beautiful discussion.
Thank you.
And from the discussion, we have came to know how to use the AI in our medical practice, in our other areas. What Dr. Roth said, it is very much important to use the AI in the development, nutritional, and other behavioral pediatrics, which are not touched too much. So I think it will be better. And what should be the most appropriate AI tools for us? That question to our panelist.
There is no such.
sir, no
So I
software is
think,
perfect,
yeah,
but it
I,
will
I,
say
I I can take that. So, we tell in our course as a ritual. So there is a tool, I'm going to write it in the chatbot, called F.AI. So this is actually the clinical trial, arena of all the new AI models. So, you should be having a ritual, log into F.AI, where all the new models and all the available models are available for free. So like the clinical trial drugs, right? So you never know that, which AI you would be liking for what use case. So every day, 15 minutes, you should be playing with this tool, which gives you all the AI, all the new models AI, and you can create a war between two AI. So you can compare the output of two AI by giving a single prompt. So you would be coming to know that, for what use case you are liking Perplexity, for what use case you are liking Claude, or for what use cases you are liking GLM, right? You might be also not knowing how many new AI models are there, world has moved beyond ChatGPT, but I think, we need to also understand that, what are the newer models are there. So keep it a ritual that, just to know that, what are the recent advances in AI models by going to this app, and you need to evaluate it. Then, you'll be getting your credits and you can use it for free. So that is one way of identifying, which AI is good. There is no single AI which is good for a single use case. So you need to be acting like an orchestrator. There are all your assistants. You need to prepare your team for respective departments. So you are the dean or the principal of the college, and you have got different AIs for different departments. You need to know that, which AI to use for what use case. That is what is going to make you smart from not being smart. So that is the
Wonderful.
only,
Thanks.
advantage.
We missed asking Sujata ma'am, what is her final comment and an advice to all the pediatricians?
Oh, my
And
final
what
comment.
IIP can do.
So really, my final comment is that for anybody who wants to continue to work for the next 2 to 3 decades, you got to learn this. Just like everybody got to learn ultrasound, you got to learn the POCUS, you have to learn the AI tools, that are going to be left out. You have to learn, and it's always a steep learning curve, but you should not fear new gadgets and new technology, because it really improves your functionality in all respects. And I think that we have very, very smart brains in our country, but most of the smart brains have gone across to the land of Trump. So hopefully they may be returning back because they are forced to return back. And we need all the talent that we can garner here, because our ratios of doctors to patients is abysmal. And I think that AI should be leveraged to its best capability to help the children who come to us for care.
Thank you. I'm just going to mention, I'm smiling so much because all of these questions, whatever, the almost extempore, all the consult experts have answered extempore. That is a level of knowledge. I'm going to request Dr. Preeti Jain to say a few words, and then Dr. Vasudev, from whom I learned how to practice online. So Dr. Vasudev will come to you. Dr. Preeti Jain, ma'am, quickly a comment from you.
For allowing me to speak on this platform. It's a great honor to listen to such stalwarts of pediatrics who are actually now teaching us that we have to be in touch with this the generation, because I think AI is now the future, and if we'll like our next generation is all about AI. So if we'll not learn this, so we'll be all like setback for us.
Thank you so much. It's 10:45 and still around 250 participants. Dr. Vasudev, sir, you taught me how to do online practice during COVID. Comments from you.
A wonderful session and a lot of learning for novices like us and for old timers who are still practicing. But yes, teleconsultation we had started in COVID times and it is continuing. And trust me, it is becoming such a boon, blessings for patients who are coming from long distances, who can be given teleconsultation and they can save a lot of time. And of course, with the newer tools, we can definitely improve upon the services which we can render to our patients. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Vasudev sir, आपसे मैंने सीखा, and now I have an entire division which does online intervention for children. So thanks a lot. Dr. Ravinder Gupta sir, in Jammu, what did you think? Did this topic help you today? Dr. Pradeep Kumar sir, you can also say a few words. Ravinder bhai, boliye.
Namaskar. I am really very happy today. But unfortunately, I joined late. So मेरा एक ही क्वेश्चन है कि इमोशनल कंपोनेंट का क्या होगा?
Prashant bhai.
Sir, any technology will come with advantages and disadvantages. It's depend on us how we are using it. See, if you're using it properly, I mean, I always say that for the mobile addiction, the same will happen for the AI addiction. It's like a AK-47 gun. Now, if it is there in the hand of a terrorist, you are afraid. If it is in the hand of a soldier, you are safe. So same is true. Like if you're using it over, then there will be a problem. But if you're not using, then definitely there is going to be a problem. So use it judiciously. And emotions, yes, there will be some issues. Dr. Samir is already facing some issues due to screen. Now we'll be facing more issues due to AI. That will also be there. But again, the key is simple. Use judiciously and it will be safe for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Pradeep sir, very senior person, and then Dr. Ravindra Sunavane. Unmute करिए प्रदीप भाई. Please unmute. ठीक है, Dr. Ravindra, तुम्ही सुरू करा. Till then, your comments, treasurer of MAHAIP, thanks for the platform.
Yes. Sir, I am actually using this Perplexity Pro, actually, which is free for all Airtel holders, Airtel users. So this is a gift for Airtel users. You can download that Airtel app and you can subscribe this Perplexity Pro. That is costing around 20,000 per year. So that is totally free, and with it is showing sources also. Means there is the evidence. So chat GPT ni जेवढा चुकण्याचा चान्स असतो, परप्लेक्सिटी प्रो नी चान्सेस खूप कमी होऊन जातात. आणि आपल्याला त्या नंबरवर क्लिक केलं तर आपल्याला तो पूर्ण फुल आर्टिकल मिळू शकतो सर. And I am also using this Grok app, sir. So that is for YouTube's summary. Also, I am using sometime. Even DeepSeek is also good. आणि आज मला बरेचसे ऑग्निटो किंवा UPAI हे पहिल्यांदा ऐकायला मिळालं, त्याबद्दल धन्यवाद.
Thank you. Pradeep bhai, thank you so much. Ravindra ji. Pradeep sir.
Hello.
Hello.
बोलिए.
See, it is actually I am practicing in rural area every day and with government of Odisha setup. So there the possibility even utilizing one mobile also is very difficult. Huge number of crowds and basically your original teaching and behavioral progress and assessment and stimulation, those are the only things and little growth. Otherwise, use this. One needs one's own private clinic and big setup for this. I believe. And another question I have got, like if I do all these things, all charts and all that, will I get a lot of advertisements? My mobile will be full. I have to always, check and delete and all these things. That is a very big problem with me.
Anything you use free, they will be trying to use you, I think. So that's a very good point. We have Dr. Anil Gulati, sir. He had asked a couple of questions, and Dr. Sham Sidana, sir. Quick comments from you all. Anil bhai, yeah, Sham bhai, if you want to unmute and ask.
So I am the Anil Gulati. There are two.
आप बोलिए ना, sir.
Acha. So good to see you, Samir. Whatever you have shown was good. I think it makes me very happy that you are sensitizing everybody to AI. So AI is nothing but your companion, which you cannot avoid even if you want to, and you should not. Use it carefully. It can cheat you sometimes. So that's the message I have. So be very careful, but it's very useful.
Thank you so much. Dr. Sham Sidana, आप कुछ बोलेंगे?
Yes, I am using it very frequently, and I find it very useful regarding diagnosis of rare conditions. Like day before yesterday, I had a case. Mother had some bleeding ecchymotic spots, and the child had caput, which recurred time and again. So I asked the perplexity, what could be the diagnosis? Because I am finding hepatitis, this much PT, this much. It replied that it could be von Willebrand's, cannot be hemophilia, and ultimately it proved by the hematologist that it is von Willebrand. So it is going to help somewhere. You are not going here for the investigations, many investigations. You can concise your list of investigation. Your thinking can be narrowed down regarding diagnosis. I think it helps, but not fully depend on it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shambhai. What an example you gave here. Excellent. Amruta, I saw your camera on. You want to say a few words? Dr. Sudhakar Sahib. Anybody else? Amruta. So I think we've had a fabulous evening. I think Shantanu, you are somebody who uses a lot of AI. Are you there? Yeah, Amruta, go ahead. Unmute and speak. Shantanu, please speak something.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I think it was an amazing session, though I missed some of it because I was also attending that mental health. We have that course going on for adolescents. But I think amazing session, and with such esteemed panelists and such important takeaway messages. I think AI is here to stay and is going to stay for a long time. I know because I have teenage daughters and they are all looking at careers in AI. So thank you so much for the wonderful session, Samir sir.
So Amruta's daughters do all our flyers and all on digital AI. So we know that. Shantanu, bhai, bolo.
Yeah, thank you, Samir bhai, and a lot of important learning points I took from this webinar, and so many sort of tips that I could take, which tools to use and how to use them and to be careful and all. So what I realized is I have been using it in a very rudimentary manner, in a very small way, contrary to my nature, where I have always embraced technology. So I think it is a wake-up call for me also to start using AI more in my practice and for all my presentations and academic lectures, etc. Thank you for all the tips. To all the panelists, my friends Prashant and Dr. Subhendu and Dr. Satish. So thank you all.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think we don't feel like leaving today, but Sanjay bhai is reminding me that we have to end up. Is Amol there, Sanjay bhai, or would you be kind enough to give the vote of thanks.
Yes.
To all the
Yeah.
experts who have spent their wonderful time and given us their wonderful knowledge.
Really, it was a wonderful session, and definitely it has sensitized to all of our attendees. Means, as you rightly said in your smart, you should be a tech savvy. So that T stands tech savvy. It means after listening this session, as Madam Sahani has said, definitely the people who are not using AI, those doctors will be definitely replaced. So it's an alarm for all of us. Even if we are not tech savvy, we'll have to get inclination towards the newer modalities like AI. And after listening to all of the people, I mean, a little bit innovation has gone. We can also go for those different types of AI, and we can. I mean, it is interesting also. In the middle of the practice, you can have something new. Otherwise, treating the same old diseases, having the same prescriptions, writing whole the day, it gets bored. But if you do something new, things like this, start using this type of AI, different types of AI available, and I think you can revolutionize your practice. That can benefit to the society, that can benefit to the lot of your patients. And in the pediatric practice, we know there is a huge burden. Means there is a lot number of patients in the OPD, and with this we can start managing them very well, as we can definitely benefit the patient, but at the same time remembering that human touch, that doctor's touch, that emotional component has to be taken care of. So with the good clinical skill and with the wise use of AI, we can be better treating our pediatric patients, and we will be giving the good to the society. So I'm thankful to all the today's panelists. They were really wonderful and so well versed with the topic. They have taught us in so much of depth. I'm thankful Dr. Satish Prasad Raj sir, who is really, I know he's so much, had a wonderful knowledge about everything. Dr. Sujata Sahani madam with her own experience, Dr. Shubhendu Dey sir, Dr. Prashant Karia sir, and Dr. Nilima Agrawal madam. I'm all thankful to you. I'm all thankful to all the CIIP past president who attended today's meet, and today's session was also attended by the people from the overseas also. So it tells us today's session was very much important, and thanks to Dr. Sameer Dalwai sir, whose vision tells us he means different topics. They are opening the new arena, newer things, so that we should look into this, we should look into that, and that is giving a lot of answers to so many questions to practicing pediatrician as well as the newer coming pediatricians. Thank you, sir, and good night to all of you.
Thank you. Sanjay bhai, just one thing, Dr. Manmeet and Dr. Brajendra, any comments finally? You want to say good night? Thanks, Dr. Sanjay, for your kind words. Brajendra? Dr. Manmeet?
Yeah, it
Yes,
was
sir.
a wonderful session because I think it was a never-ending one. Nobody wanted to go away. So everybody was totally on the screen. And I think we can have another part two of this because there's a lot more to learn, I suppose.
Thank you so much. Brajendra?
Hello, sir. Good evening. Actually, sir, I completed my neonatology fellowship under Professor Girish Gupta, sir, and he is the uh, expert in AI. He just wrote a 46 chapter book on AI. So I just trained by sir, and before that, I am not knowing anything about AI, but now I confidently using AI and making presentation and taking help in book chapter and research paper and many things. So this is very useful thing, but it is double-edged sword. If not using, then we are just lacking behind some our colleagues, and if we are overusing, then we will face some problems. So just intellectually we should use.
थैंक यू सो मच. आज बिल्कुल आज जानने की जिद ना करो वाला बात चल रहा है, मगर संजय भाई, ओवर टू यू अगेन. संजय भाई, you can declare it closed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So just one last thing, by declaring close, next time onwards, please keep the AI companion mode on host so that all the things discussed can be summarized by a single document and can be sent in chatbot. I tried.
AI companion is on, sir.
It's there,
but we are
Prashant.
not at the same time. We are not doing it. Means
Okay.
later on, with the link is going to the Minhas sir. and we are keeping everything. Means then we are summarizing it.
No issue, because at present I just
Prashant will be getting everything right away. The YouTube link and the AI transcript.
Okay.
Sir, Samir sir, this is
Thank you
book,
so much.
Holistic Approach for Rheumatology.
Lovely,
Great,
lovely,
great.
lovely. Thank you. The next session will be on financial literacy for doctors, how to make some money in a good way. So thank you so much. All of you have stayed back. Sanjay bhai,
Sir,
khub avar.
nahin, thank you for making us, all of us, a very smart
Amol,
pediatrician. At the end of year, we'll be little very means very smart pediatricians.
Let's hope. Wonderful. All
Yes,
are
yes.
smart already. Ravindra, thank you. Amol is not there. I think he's gone for other session, but our thanks to him also. Thank you. Arubda, सब senior लोग बैठे. Ravinder भाई, thank you so much. बहुत अच्छा लगा. वासुदेव sir.
Great, great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All of you. Thank you, sir.
Shyam bhai.
Thank you.
Thanks to all
Good
our
night, good
experts.
night.
Good night.
Good night, and thank you. Thank you to everybody.
Good night, sir. Good night, madam.
Pallavi madam.
Pallavi
Samir,
madam,
good
banda kara.
session. Thank you.
Thank